Namaste, warriors. Welcome to your pranayama and meditation practice. So I want to show you a way that we're going to be set up today. So the best practice when it comes to pranayama meditation, I have found, and a lot of my students, once I teach them how to sit in Virasana with a block and a blanket, they feel a lot more supported in their meditation practice. So the block is going to go horizontally between your ankles, and all four corners of your hips will plant right on top. I like to add an additional blanket for a little bit more height and support and cushion. You do not have to do this if your knees do not allow it. You can also sit in meditation seat, taking out the block, and simply using the blanket. But if you have the knees that allow you to sit in Virasana, I want you to welcome this new way of sitting in meditation. It's a Katona yoga style way of sitting, and it really, really makes a difference for your practice. So let's get started. Find your seat, whatever seat supports you best in your pranayama meditation practice. There is no right or wrong. This is my preference, and you've seen that I also sit in meditation seat and sukhasana. So really what supports you today. So once you find your seat, let's organize ourselves by making contact with ourselves, placing our hands, palms down on our thighs, or if you have access to them, your heels. I do not, because I have the blanket there on top of my heels. And I want you to tilt your pelvis down towards the earth below, plugging in your perineum, creating that natural wave in the spine. You'll also notice that the chest and the heart comes forward naturally when you do this. And what we're doing is plugging in to earth below, the perineum, so that we are grounded and connected. And go ahead and soften the gaze by looking down towards your nose, or if it feels good and safe in your body, close the eyes. Now bring the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth where you would say love, lovely, or library. And visualize a golden thread coming down from the universal above, connecting to your crown. Connecting to your heart, connecting to your navel center and your pelvis and the earth below. And you are at the center of it all. Begin to find stillness. Winter is about stillness. Observe your breath here, without judging or criticizing or changing it. Simply observe your breath. The rise and fall of the belly. This practice today is themed around the winter season. And the winter season is associated with the water element and the yang organ, the yin organ, kidneys. Bring the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth where you would say love, lovely, or library. Allowing the face to relax, the third eye, the jaw. Center yourself by feeling your sitting bones plug in, getting heavier with every breath. Connecting all four corners. And anchor yourself here. Notice your mental body. Is there any chatter? Attune your hearing to your breath to allow the mind to silence and find stillness. Notice your physical body. How's your physical body feeling? Is it communicating anything to you? And notice your emotional body. How's your heart feel? This here is why we do yoga, for stillness, to sit in meditation, to find stillness. Yoga is about self-inquiry, self-insight. Good. And from here, begin to circle your hips around to the right. If you'd like to open up the eyes to see if I'm really saying what I mean, yes, you circle the hips to the right, making sure you are circling around, hitting all four corners of your hips. So if you have a clock and you'd like to visualize a clock as your hips, you're hitting 12, 3, 6, and 9. You're moving in the direction of time, the paternal side, the masculine side, how you shake hands and handle business in the world. And breathing here, not holding the breath. Noticing how you want to flow with your breath here, like water. Maybe half of your circle is the inhale, and then the other half of the circle is the exhale. Or maybe one full circle is an inhale, and the next circle is the exhale. Circling around. You're in your waters right now, where your kidneys are. Stir up your waters. Good. Continuing to make contact with yourself with the hands on the thighs holding, being held by the hands. Good. And know that this circle is simply the hips, so it's not a full body roll, it's the hips, all four corners. Good. The last 3. 3, 2, and 1. Pause at the center, take a breath. Still continue to plug that perineum in. Wave in the spine. And now begin to circle to the left. Now we're moving in the direction of the lunar. And if you're still visualizing that clock, now we're going 9, 6, 3, and 12. Good. So this is the side of the lunar, the feminine side, the side of the heart, how we handle and feel and express our emotions. And notice for a moment what side feels more natural for you, whether it's the right side, the light side, the masculine side, or the lunar side, the feminine, dark side. There's no right or wrong. We both have, no matter how you identify, we have feminine and masculine energy. And being in both equally is how we can really show up in our wholeness. Last 3. 3, 2, and 1. Pause here, take a breath. Inhale. Slowly exhale out of the nose. find stillness once again. So after moving around like ocean waves, now find stillness like a lake or a frozen lake. I want you to welcome an Ujjayi breath. Inhaling through the nose. Slow exhale out of the nose while restricting the muscles in the back of the throat. Welcome in this oceanic sound. Welcoming this even breath, inhale and exhale. And if you're not familiar with this restriction, remember as a kid you would fog up the window in the back seat of the car so that you could doodle on the window. That same restriction with breathing in and out of the nose, closing the mouth. Welcoming those oceanic sounds that soothe the soul and heal the kidneys. Inhaling, filling up the belly into the lungs. And now exhale, send that exhalation, that prana, that chi to the kidneys, to the lower back, where the kidneys reside. And continue like that. Noticing how the lower back expands when you send that prana, that chi, to the kidneys. Continue with that 5 breath count inhalation and exhalation, sending it back to the kidney. Prana, this vital energy, this chi, and the more intentional it can be, healing to the body, mind, spirit, heart, and soul. Back is strong, front is soft. Let the oceanic sounds take over your sense of hearing, allowing all the sounds and distractions around you to disappear. Go ahead and do 3 more rounds of Ujjayi on your own. Take a deep inhale. Sigh out. Keep the eyes closed. And rub your hands vigorously, creating some warmth between your hands. When you have enough heat, cup the eyes, bringing the fingertips to the hairline. Feeling the warmth of your hands on your face, bringing you back to this time and space. Open up the eyes, letting the darkness in. Behind the hands. And when you're ready, release the hands, letting the light in and welcoming yourself back. Thank you for joining me on the mat today. I hope this practice serves you throughout this winter season to replenish your kidney chi through stillness. If you'd like to practice with me every week, we have practices every week. Mondays, pranayama meditation, 10:30 Eastern Standard, and breathwork healing on Thursdays at 4:30 Eastern Standard. I hope to see you on the mat again. Have a beautiful day wherever you are in the world.